Well, we've had some busy seasons over the past, really 6 years in a row we've had active seasons. That's actually never happened before. So going back to 2016, every season has been above normal. And I know it seems like they forecast this every year, but they don't. Some seasons they forecast below normal. It's just worked out that way the past
We need a
6
break.
years. We need a big break. We need about 20 years worth of break. It has been really, really busy. And yes, as Erica mentioned, we are forecasting. This is Colorado State University forecasting an active season. Just to show you, this just shows you in green, that is, it's been above normal all the way back to 2016. We've never recorded 6 years in a row of above normal conditions. Here's what they forecasted the past 6 years in April. They forecasted busy last year and the year before. They forecasted a below average year a couple of times. So they don't forecast above average every year like some people think, but we've had an above average going back the past 6 years, and we're forecasting another one. Here's their early numbers they're thinking. 19 named storms. That's above that average of 14. Last year we had 21. They're forecasting 9 hurricanes. That's above last year's of 7, and that's where we are with our average too. And then they're forecasting 4 major hurricanes, so category 3 or higher. That's what we had last year, and that is slightly above that average of 3 major hurricanes in a single year. Reason for it, very similar to last year and the year before when we had the busy seasons. Looks like La Nina will either continue or will transition into a neutral, but we're not expecting El Nino. Remember, when El Nino exists, that's when we have warm waters right here. We currently have cooler waters in the Pacific. That allows more wind shear to develop in the Atlantic, and wind shear tears apart hurricanes. We're just not expecting an El Nino this year. What are the chances we get an El Nino? 10%. So we're expecting either a La Nina, a weak La Nina, or a neutral state, and either one of these usually cause a lack of wind shear in the Atlantic basin. And so because of that, we anticipate the storms to survive that do develop and more storms to develop. Sea surface temperatures also play a role in this. Temperatures are running above normal already. Look at the Gulf. All the orange in here shows temperatures running anywhere between 2 to 5 degrees above where they would normally be for this time of year, and that will likely continue into the summer and the peak of hurricane season. And then out in the subtropical Atlantic, a lot of the conditions are running just slightly above normal. We're also expecting an active African monsoon, which are the seeds for these storms. And as the kind of storm systems develop out here, they get into the Atlantic, and that's what develops into our storms. So overall, it's too early to know where these things will go once they develop. You know, these forecasts really don't change how you should be preparing for hurricane season. And remember, it only takes one. Think of 1992. Hurricane Andrew was the first storm, and that did not happen until August. And of course, it was one of the only category or one of the top hurricanes to ever impact the United States, and it did make landfall as well in southeast Louisiana. So the overall message here, we're preparing for one, but fortunately we still have a couple more months before we get to hurricane season, Erica.